Well, guys, this is it. The final episode of Hawkeye, and a lot goes on. It's the longest one. I'm going to do my best to not spoil anything in this spoiler-free review, but yeah, it's incredible. So as always, if you guys would like to get our full thoughts on this entire episode and the entire season, the audio commentary will be up, and this includes every previous audio commentary available on the Avenger tier, and then all the teardrops we've had ever since, we started. There's 130 plus audio commentaries available now. Now let's get into this episode. So first and foremost, this is going to be an interesting one because I could see this being an episode that either makes or breaks the fans of this series for various reasons. It depends on what you're looking for, how you felt about some of these characters and the spotlight they've gotten, how you feel about humor, how you feel about the MCU as a whole, how you feel about characters like Wilson Fisk, what happened with Spider-Man No Way Home. It's all kind of converging here. Now, again, I'm trying to avoid spoilers, but there's definitely the sense of this series is contributing to the bigger picture of the MCU down the road. There's a lot of setup, but there's also a lot of payoff and resolution, while also leaving a couple things dangling that they could come back to with various different plot threads in different projects. Again, being very vague here, you'll know what I'm talking about when you see it. We'll be talking about these things in the spoiler section and the spoiler videos, and undoubtedly the spoiler cast and the podcast this week. But there's definitely a sense of this series as a whole can stand on its own while also delivering great action in the final episode, while also delivering great payoff, great setup, great reintroductions, and just having you care about these characters to a pretty large degree that I honestly didn't think I would care about as much by the time this thing wrapped up. And the story here, I think, really works well, and when you start watching this in a, one or two type of a marathon sessions, I think it's going to be even better because it's so rapid pace. It feels like it happens across 1 week, which that's kind of how they push it here. And you really get the sense for the ground level that the MCU now is establishing and how it compares to the Netflix side of things, that this could be a legit new, better outlet to tell more grounded stories. And by the time this episode ended, I felt like I was, quite honestly, the most satisfied I've been with one of these MCU series, right next to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. Because by the end of that one, you kind of understand the big next step they took. A new Captain America, the passing of the torch, the acceptance and all that, and they still leave plenty of things out in the open that they're going to come back to. Well, there's plenty of that here. Again, we're going to have to talk about this elsewhere, but overall, if you've enjoyed this show so far, if you haven't complained about the MCU, you're probably going to like this. You might even love it. This might actually end up being one of your top 2 favorite MCU series so far. And I know that's not saying a whole lot because we've only had this year worth of them, but we've had 5 of them. So that's quite a lot of content, and if this ends up in the top 2, well, they're doing something right. I cannot wait to talk more about this.